Hello everyone, today I have a pretty exciting haul for you. I was at IMATS Toronto a little while ago and I'm going to show you what I got there and just talk a little bit about IMATS and what to do to be prepared when you go. I was actually pretty prepared and I had a really good time, and Chris came with me, which was awesome. It was actually his kind of birthday slash Christmas gift to me, which was amazing. Thank you, Christopher. It was my first time going and I'm so glad that everything ran smoothly, and yeah. So let's get right to it. I'm going to start with probably the least exciting and go up to the most exciting for me anyways. And I'll also try to organize it by booth that I bought it at. So this is probably the least exciting thing that I got. Airbrush cleaning spoolies from KaiTheKiwi. So yeah, these are the spoolies. I think they were something like $12 at the show. And they've got a whole bunch of different sizes. And this was just something that I really needed. I don't have anything small enough to actually clean the inside of my airbrush right now, so it's probably getting pretty gross in there. Something else that I just really needed in my kit was a brush belt. When I was on Shauna's shoot for Mara and Chen, I just was stuffing things in my pockets and it just was not a fun time. I had really full pockets. So brush belt is necessary. I don't know what model this is, but it's a really large one. No flap over top, which I like. I don't tend to like the ones with flaps because I feel like it bends the bristles of all my brushes and just makes them look and feel less nice. Just kind of ruins them a little bit. That was also on my list of things to purchase. The next item I got from Kind of Magic, which is like a special effects and theatrical makeup shop. And I got the Wolf 3rd Degree Burn in clear. You could also get it in blood colored, but I figured clear would be more universal for my uses. And it's a silicone special effects modeling. Like, it comes in two parts, kind of like an epoxy glue kit would, and then you mix equal parts and then it sets, and you can actually create reusable prosthetics out of it, which is kind of cool. Not like a super 100% necessary part of my kit, but very handy when you're on a shoot and need to make a gun wound or something, and you don't have ready-made prosthetics. Next I went to the Jourdain booth and got some fake blood. This stuff doesn't set or dry at all, it just stays liquid, which is kind of not exactly what I was looking for, but it'll do the job. And I got a dual-ended spatula, one flat rounded end and one that has somewhat of a point to it. I'll do Crown Brush next. So I was expecting to get a lot more stuff from Crown Brush, but I don't know, my kit is already pretty full of brushes, and it was getting towards the end of the day when we went to Crown Brush. It was actually our second round of going back in to the convention. I don't know, I probably really should have gotten another contour brush, and I also really wanted to get some more Real Techniques brushes, but we were just so tired by the end of the day that we were just like, whatever, it's fine. So it's like, it's not a huge deal. I got just a few brushes. This is the Luna BK40. It's a really large blending brush, but I'm kind of going to use it as a eraser brush for when my crease color gets too high. This type of really dense brush works wonders for that, just taking it down a notch. I wanted another angled liner brush. I couldn't find any that I absolutely loved, but this is a dual-ended angled, oh, let me zoom in. Dual-ended angled liner brush with Taklon or nylon bristles and a spoolie on the other end. I think it's actually meant for brows, which is why they would have the spoolie on the end. But I think it'll do the job. Not exactly what I was looking for. The bristles are a little bit short for my liking, but it's alright. Speaking of, this one is called the Studio C158. And then I have this one here. It's just kind of like a pencil brush. Not quite as dense as I was hoping for, but it's the Luna... Oh, and there's a sticker covering it. Okay, there it is. Luna BK18. Not as stiff a bristle as I was hoping for either, but it's alright. The MAC 219 is still my favorite. I think that's what it's called. Anyways, the MAC pencil brush is still my favorite pencil brush of all time. And then I picked up a push liner brush, just a thin, flat nylon bristle, which is Luna BK41. And I just didn't have any push liner brushes in my kit yet. And lastly is this angled brush. It's pretty flimsy and large, would be good for crease color. some really blended out crease color and also for washes. I just didn't really have anything in my kit like this, so I picked that up, and that's it for Crown Brush. So then I went to the only place that was selling nail polish there. I'm actually not sure the name of the shop, but I got some China Glaze nail polishes. This gold one is Mingle with Kringle, which I had my eye on for a little while. I actually don't have any true gold nail polishes in my collection, so that was awesome. And this one I just thought was really pretty. It's called Radiant, and Ray spelled like R-A-Y. So you can see Radiant is basically like a silver with multicolored glitter in there. And Mingle with Kringle is a true gold shimmer, kind of glitter. So halfway through IMATS, we just needed something to eat, so we left and just took a walk around the city. Went to the Eaton Center, things like that. And then we went to Lush, and I picked up Love Lettuce, which is one of their face masks. It's basically my staple face mask. It's my favorite one. And I also picked up a couple Christmas presents for people. I suppose, yeah, I'll show them. They don't know who they are, but I just got a couple charity pots, which is one of their moisturizers, and all the proceeds go towards charity. And on the top of each one, it just has a little blurb about who you're supporting by buying charity pot. I got a couple of those, and we got a bath bomb as well. This bath bomb is called Shoot for the Stars. It smells like Honey, I Washed the Kids, like a honey scent. It's got stars on it. And I actually just watched a video demo of this, and it looks amazing. It makes your bathtub look like a galaxy, and it smells delicious. Honey, I Washed the Kid is one of my favorite scents of theirs, so very excited about that, and I kind of want to buy another one. So second to last, went to Eve Pearl to get their salmon concealer. I got it in Fair. Salmon concealer from Eve Pearl was like the thing to have for under eye circles a few years ago, and I just never ended up picking it up. And it's an orangey toned concealer for under eye circles, and it has a really nice consistency. I'm hoping the consistency works out well under my eyes. We shall see, I guess. And now for my favorite booth. The booth that I spent the bulk of my budget at was the Blur Makeup Room. It was the very first booth that we went to because I knew that it would get crazy, and really you want to put your most important booth very first. Like, you want to get there as soon as you can because they do sell out of things very quickly. No matter what booth you go to, they're all kind of crazy for the first half of the day until they start selling out of things. So Blur Makeup Room was where OCC products were. So OCC was supposed to have their own booth. I'm not sure what happened with that, but a few weeks ago when I was looking up who was going to be there and kind of planning out my visit, they were set to have their very own booth, their own little thing, and they would have all their products there. But something happened and they didn't have their own booth, but they did have products at the Blur Makeup Room. But they only had their lip products there, so their lip tars, their stain glosses, and metallic lip tars, and lip pencils. So that was the only thing. I really wanted to get one of their concealers, and a couple other products from them, but I got a lot of lip tars. And Lit Cosmetics was also at that booth, and Yabi Cosmetics was there too. I kind of wanted to get some Yabi Cosmetics, but it just wasn't in the budget. Oh well. So from that booth I also got some makeup puffs just because I needed some more in my kit. And then for Lit Cosmetics I got the water resistant clearly liquid adhesive, which I've heard amazing things about. And then I got 3 glitters. There was more on my list, and I also think that they actually had their own booth, which I completely missed. Oh well, I got the 3 that I really wanted anyways. So I got Beach Baby, Cher, and Yoda. I actually have Beach Baby on my nails right now. It's my first time attempting to put glitter on my nails, so that's why it's not the cleanest application, but I really like the color with the red. It looks very holiday. So there's Beach Baby. It's basically like a light gold. I made such a mess earlier today doing my nails with this, but it's a really gorgeous color. I didn't want to get like the true yellow gold, just because I figured this would be more useful in more applications. Next is Yoda, which is a solid colored metallic glitter, and it's like this It's a true Kelly green with like a tiny touch of blue tone to it. Very pretty. Last is Share. It's a silver with multicolored hollow to it. Hopefully I'm not just like spilling it everywhere. I really can't tell. So I think that Lit Cosmetics will become a staple in my kit for the more dramatic jobs. And you can also stack these, like it's a stackable packaging. If you just take off one lid, you can attach it to the bottom of the next package, which I think is really handy dandy. So then on to the OCC products. I got one pencil, the Black Dahlia pencil. I probably should have picked up Feathered as well, but I guess I can always do that later. So there's a swatch. It's a nice deep wine color, and this will work wonders for holding any dark lip color to your lips, which is nice. And then I got 8 lip tars, which was, yes, the bulk of my spending. Some came with packaging, some without. Not a big deal. If they had a primaries set, like a prepackaged set of just the primary colors, I was going to get that, but they did not. So I got the full size of each of them. So it looks like a couple of these had separated. They've been sitting there for a little while. But the swatches will be almost true to color. Lip tars tend to separate after a little while, so if you've been storing it upright, just flip it over for the other way for a couple hours and it'll be all mixed up. Or if you've been storing it flat this way, just flip it over this way for a couple hours and it'll be all better. So here's the swatches of the lip tars. Chris just got home, he's in the background. Hi. There's Tard, which had separated, which is why it looks kind of dumb. Traffic, NSFW, RX, Feathered, Black Metal Dahlia, and Black Dahlia, and what is it called? Pagan. Pagan and a little bit of Black Metal Dahlia is what I have on my lips right now, so that'll give you a little bit of idea what that looks like. And that is what I spent the bulk of my money on. And that's everything that I bought at IMATS Toronto. It was a really good time, and oh, I suppose I should go over what you should do to be prepared. Bring cash, because most places will only take cash or sometimes Visa, but Visa is usually the slower of the two options, so just bring your budget in cash and maybe use your Visa as like a buffer or like emergency money if you see something that you really need. Other things, plan what booth you will go to first, because it gets crazy really quickly, and they sell out of the most popular things pretty quickly, like within the first couple hours. And you'll probably be standing in line for your first booth for maybe 20 minutes, and by the time you get to your second one, there's already going to be a lineup of probably half an hour to an hour for that one, depending on how popular it is. So just go to your most important one first and get there way ahead of time. I was there half an hour before the doors opened, and I was already maybe half an hour into the line. As soon as they opened the doors, it took me half an hour after that to get actually in and lined up for my booth. So next time I'll probably get there an hour beforehand, or maybe I'll have a pro card by then. Pro card holders will get in a little bit earlier, like get into the front of the line a little bit better. And they also sometimes get a little bit of a better discount at the booths. So if you are a makeup professional, definitely apply for the pro card, because it would be very handy in this situation.
I think we did a pretty good job.
We did do a pretty good job. Oh, draw yourself a map of where the booths will be, because there was only 2 maps in the place, and like you don't want to be walking all the way across the room through the swarms of people to be finding out where the booth is you want to go to. So make note of the speakers you want to see, because there are quite a few good ones. And there's also a student competition on each day, I believe. So we saw 2 speakers, maybe 1.5, as well as seeing the end of the student competition, which was really cool. One of the speakers was doing like a 10-minute makeup sort of deal using ready-made prosthetics, which was really awesome, and you got to see him finish his entire look throughout the day. And then the other makeup artist we saw's talk was basically kind of a motivational speaker a little bit, and he works in the film industry, and he won an Oscar for Star Trek, I believe. What's his name?
He's the one I'm trying to look up still.
Okay, Chris is looking up his name. It's Barney something. But he was a really, really good speaker. Barney Berman is his name. Overall, it was a really good time. If I did it again, I would probably get there earlier, but other than that, we were really prepared, and it was a good time had by all. So thanks for watching, everyone. Make sure you subscribe and like this video, and I will see you in my next one. Have a great day. Bye.
Bits of my history, my swollen eyes at the side.